one, please. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak today at this very exciting event launch. I work for the British Plastics Federation, coordinating all the sustainability-related activities that we run. So I'm going to walk you through some of these today. Next slide, please. Thank you. So just quickly to introduce you to the British Plastics Federation, we're the largest trade association representing the entire plastics industry with over 500 member companies. We are covering the entire supply chain from polymer producers, polymer distributors, down to waste management companies and recycling companies. And we believe that because we do kind of cover the entire supply chain, we're also best positioned to address some of the key sustainability challenges in the industry. As part of BPF, all of these companies are generally grouped into 18 membership groups related to their interests as part of the supply chain. And also we have 5 central expert committees, one of them being the Sustainability Committee, which I coordinate. Next slide, please. So you'll see here on the left-hand side some key facts and figures around the plastics manufacturing sector. So it's the 3rd largest employer in UK manufacturing, employing over 180,000 people. Most of the plastics companies in the UK are SMEs. So it's really big strength of the UK economy. Plastics are also one of the top 10 exports. Down at the bottom a little bit about where plastic consumption goes into in terms of the applications and sectors. So for example, 42% goes into the packaging sector, followed by construction, and then the 3rd one is automotive, followed closely by electric and electronic equipment. Some of the key challenges at the moment that we're working on to address as part of the work that we do at the BPF is to increase recycling and reuse. We believe that the recycling sector in the UK is very important, and it definitely needs expanding and more investment. This will help to reduce plastic waste exports overseas and create more local business opportunities to recycle more in the UK. Some others that are very important, for example, eco-design strategies, looking at how to design plastic products with end-of-life management in mind, with recyclability in mind, looking at resource efficiency. Also, it's very important that we maximize the use of recycled polymers as part of product manufacturing. Something that I'll talk a little bit more later in the presentation, achieving zero pellet loss across the entire supply chain. So making sure that pellets are not wasted, are reintegrated back into the circular economy. And also, last but not least, very important to drive energy efficiency improvements in plastics processing. Next slide, please. Here are some of the mechanisms that we believe are very important to help us reach a true circular economy that puts plastics at its center. So, for example, some of the things that I discussed before, like increasing investment in the UK recycling infrastructure, eco-design, something that Paul also touched on earlier in his presentation, standardizing household collections as part of the ongoing legislative reforms that are being discussed at the moment. So making it easier really for the public to understand what they should put in the recycling bin, and increasing the amount of recycling that happens at curbside. But in order to achieve that, we need very simple rules so that the public understand what they're meant to recycle. Reducing material use, increasing material efficiency and resource efficiency, and some other aspects, for example, related to the packaging recovery notes. So helping to improve the recycling infrastructure nationally and decreasing the reliance on plastic waste exports. And at the center of that really is reforming the packaging recovery note system. Next slide, please. A little bit about two reports that we have launched recently. One of them is looking at sustainability in the plastic supply chain. It comes with a lot of very interesting case studies of companies that have really put sustainability at the core of their operations and product offerings. The report also looks at sustainability initiatives in different sectors. So we're looking at packaging, construction, and automotive as part of this report. It is available through the website, and I encourage you all to take a look at that. It's really one of the first reports of this kind that we've put together, trying to show concrete case studies of companies who are leading the way in sustainability in the plastic supply chain. Next slide, please. Another report that we've launched recently looks at recycling in the UK. It looks at how we can recycle more by 2030 and maps the drivers needed to reach zero reliance on low quality plastic waste exports by 2030. It also shows how we can triple the amount that we recycle locally in the UK, and also doing that while minimizing plastic going into landfill. So it's really a very comprehensive report looking at all the different data that we have at the moment on recycling, and doing a bit of modeling on how we can get to tripling the amount of plastics we recycle in the UK by 2030. Next slide, please. One of the very important initiatives that we run at the BPF is called Operation Clean Sweep. It looks at ways of managing plastic pellets as part of manufacturing plastic. So the idea is that companies look at systems to put in place as part of their operations to ensure that no plastic pellets are being lost to the environment. The initiative has grown considerably. For example, in the last 2 years, we have doubled the amount of companies that are part of this program. We work closely with them on providing guidance and recommendations, including on what equipment they can put in place to ensure that no leakage occurs as part of manufacturing operations. The initiative has also expanded in scope with a view to expand across the whole supply chain, including transport companies, logistics companies, and port authorities, who are also very important as part of transporting the raw material across the supply chain. And at the moment, we are covering more than 60% of the material processed in the UK, and we have registered over 300 industrial sites as part of this project. Next slide, please. Also in Operation Clean Sweep, more recently, we're working with other partners, including with PS Partnerships, who are the leading technical authors on this project. So the BPF has sponsored a technical standard PAS 510, looking at really kind of getting the Operation Clean Sweep, which is a voluntary initiative, into a formal standard that can be audited. So giving a chance to companies to kind of demonstrate their implementation of OCS through this standard. Obviously, really good to standardize, all the recommendations we have in there into a formal international standard, and this is being coordinated by BSI in close collaboration with a lot of other organizations and organizations across the supply chain. Next slide, please. The BPF is also working a lot around eco-design strategies for plastic products. We have launched a dedicated eco-design hub. This is hosted on our website, and in there you can find a lot of very good resources and also training on how to manufacture products that have resource efficiency and end-of-life management in mind. We're also offering online courses to companies interested in this and packaging technologists. These are all CPD accredited courses, and we have been working with UKRI as part of developing this. Also a lot of very good technical reports and guidance around how to design products with end-of-life management in mind, and how to integrate recycled content into plastic products. It's a very good and comprehensive online resource around eco-design. So I encourage you all to take a look at that. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is all on my side. Thank you very much. And I'm very, very keen to keep in touch with all of you as part of this network. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adela. That was great. And welcome to the stage. Steve has been very prompt. Just get your PowerPoint up, Steve.
Thank you, Kat.
And Steve is from the Polymer Training and based at Wolverhampton College.